My Pearl Couscous salad is packed with flavor from red wine vinegar, lemon juice, and extra virgin olive oil. But it's the addition of pickled shallots, Dijon mustard, and fresh mint that takes it over the top. Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of Let's Celebrate TV. I'm your host, Peter Lee. Today, our celebration is all about a salad, but we're not just making any old ordinary salad. We're going to make a Pearl Couscous salad. Let's get started. Now, what is couscous? You probably have heard that it's a grain, or maybe you think it's a grain, but it really isn't. It's actually a pasta. It's made from durum wheat, and that's why people think it's a grain. Now, there's generally two types. There's the regular standard couscous, which is very, very tiny, and that's why people think it's a grain instead of a pasta. Then there's the Pearl Couscous, also known as Israeli couscous, and that's what we're using today. This is larger, cooks just as easily, but this today I'm using is a tri-colored one. A lot of times it's just plain white. It's just larger and a little different texture than the original couscous. We're going to start with something a little different today. We're going to start with pickling some shallots. This is pickled shallots, and it's a great flavor in this salad. How did I get pickled shallots? All I did was I took a small saucepan. I added a half a cup or 120 mils of red wine vinegar. I put in about 2 tablespoons of sugar and a healthy pinch of salt. I brought it to a simmer over medium-high heat. Now this is 4 shallots that I sliced very thinly, and then I put them in. I cut the heat, covered it, and let them cool about 30 minutes or so. Now the best thing is you can make this ahead of time, and to serve them you just drain the liquid off, and then you have pickled shallots. But this is a couscous salad, so let's talk a little bit more about couscous. I have here a big pot of Israeli couscous. This is all cooked. Now I started out, this was 2 cups or 320 grams of uncooked tricolored pearl couscous. And all I did was I followed the directions on the package. I took 3 cups or 720 mils of vegetable stock. I brought it to a boil. I added the couscous, a pinch of salt, and I simmered it for about 10 minutes or so, stirring it occasionally. And this is what it yields, about 4 cups of couscous. It really doubles in size. Now, if you don't want to use stock, you can absolutely use water. I like the flavor of the stock. We need a nice big bowl to assemble this. Now, we're going to start in here with the dressing. And that starts with some extra virgin olive oil. I have 3 tablespoons. Right in. Lemon juice is next. Fresh lemon juice, always fresh. Same amount, 3 tablespoons. Now I'm going to add some Dijon mustard. This is a healthy teaspoon. It's really all you need. And the Dijon is going to add not only flavor, but it's going to help it emulsify and keep that lemon juice and oil together. We're going to give it a little salt and pepper because you want to season your layers. And we're going to give it a good whisk to combine. And just that fast, it comes together as your dressing. All right, now let's build this salad. We're going to add the couscous first. Here's mine. Scrape it all in. Don't worry if it looks a little clumpy or sticks together a bit, it will come apart. After it's cooked, you could also use a little oil on it to keep it from sticking. I know some of you out there are going to say, no, don't put oil on pasta, but in this case, it's okay. Just a tiny bit. Give it a quick stir. Arugula is next, sometimes known as rocket. I have 4 cups or about 70 grams of baby arugula that I roughly chopped. This is a peppery green. It's very peppery and fresh and bright. Just going to put that right in. Next up is probably a little surprise. We're going to use fresh mint. I have here a whole cup or about 20 grams of fresh mint leaves. I just roughly tore them up. That's going to add this surprise pop of flavor. Now we want a little sweetness with these strong flavors. We're going to get that from peas. This is 3/4 cup or about 90 grams of frozen peas that I just thawed and let them drain. And this is just going to give little tiny pops of sweetness in the salad. Now remember those shallots? These guys here? In they go. It's going to add some acid and brightness and make you go, wow. Now I want to add a little crunch. I want to change the texture a little bit, give you some variety. I'm going to do that with pistachios. I have a 1/2 cup here, about 70 grams of pistachios. I bought them already shelled and roasted, and I just gave them a rough chop. Now I'm going to put most of them in. I'm going to save some to sprinkle over the top, but we'll put a good amount in for right now. Now we need a little more flavor, a little creaminess maybe. We're going to get that from crumbled feta cheese. This is 3 ounces or 85 grams, thereabouts, of crumbled feta. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to sprinkle most of it, but I'm going to reserve some for the end. Just put that in. Now we want to give this a toss. All right, nice and mixed. Now before we serve this, remember we reserved some of the pistachios and the feta cheese. We're just going to sprinkle them right over the top. And a little more feta. How pretty is that? Now it's that time to eat the salad and give it a little taste. I'm going to put on top a few more pistachios because I love them. And a tiny bit more feta cheese. Now who couldn't resist that? Let's see how it tastes. Oh yeah. That's fun. It's quite the symphony of textures and flavors that are somehow coming together and playing nicely. It's crunchy, it's sweet, it's tangy, it's creamy, it's fresh and exciting all at once. All right, if you like this episode, hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. You know what? Hit the notification bell too, and then you'll never ever miss an episode of Let's Celebrate TV. Now I'm going to go and serve this to my family for dinner, and while I do that, I want you to watch some of these episodes over here. Until next time, everyone, cheers.